Hi, happy to be back on Substack after a really long time. I've been busy with some of my work, putting together my courses, making some content that probably could use for a larger purpose. But anyway, so very happy to be back on Substack after a long time. So let me bring a quick understanding of what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Who would it make sense to, and probably who would just want to listen to this content for other purposes. So of course, this video is going to be really addressing some problems that many of our small medium enterprises, small medium businesses operating in industrial and manufacturing ecosystems face day in day out. We'll talk about 8 fundamental shifts in the mindset, or 8 fundamental point of views that we have to incorporate as a business owner, business leader in your day to day workflow to ensure that your business transforms and transcends beyond what you expect. Now, hi, before I go on, let me quickly do an introduction about myself. Ruchi Mathur is my name. I'm a growth architect and a fractional CMO for multiple businesses. I'm also a founder of a company called Ignite Growth Solutions, which is into fractional CMO practice and into strategic marketing coaching practice. Besides having worked with corporate houses, industrial automation companies, I've also supported many Indian companies, helped them grow their business. I've been into business leadership role, commercial management, and of course, marketing roles as well. So quickly, bringing bringing the content live up here right away. Uh, as I said, we are talking about 8 fundamental shifts or 8 fundamental um, points that, if incorporated in your day-to-day thinking, in your operational workflows, they're likely to guarantee you multiple um, revenue growth models. You'll transform your business, you'll be able to transcend, and you'll be able to constantly grow sustainably um, by creating new revenue streams and, of course, expanding your existing ones. So let's bring in on really quickly. So, the first fundamental shift that I'm going to be talking about is finding opportunity in a sea of challenges. Now, that's a statement that many of us make, right? Let me kind of decode it a bit in the context of industrial automation or manufacturing ecosystem. So, if you are a machine builder, OEM, line builder, automation supplier, or a solution provider, system integrator, supporting industries which are into hardcore manufacturing or industrial environment, be it CPG, life sciences, auto, tire, process industries, hybrid industries. You could be into green energy, you could be into semicon. Any of these industries, your challenges are immense before you realize that you're already dealing with your financial problems, you're dealing with problems of human resources, employees, you suddenly feel your end users have a whole lot of different expectation from you. Their challenges with providing high technology machines, intelligent machines, their problems with timely commissioning or machine breakdown, their problems with your supply chain issues, delivery issues, so on and so forth. So it's the whole lot of problems that continue to keep small, medium enterprises into a perpetual firefighting mode. Now, if that is the situation, what do you do? Yep, as I said, find opportunity in the sea of problems and challenges that you're facing. And I'm saying that with a lot of conviction and experience because my own clients have really faced it. And it's not about finding huge number of opportunities. Just find one or two. Is there an opportunity that you see that you could leverage or harness to be able to create a differentiated customer value, to be able to create a brand or a competitive advantage for you. If you're able to do it, you've started to crack the code. Now, again, as I said, problems are many, but honestly speaking, this is also a good time to be a small and business because not only advanced economies, emerging economies like India, uh, Europe, everyone is trying to see how government policies, incentives, schemes, etc., can support small and medium businesses so that they can contribute to more than 50% of the GDP. Because really speaking, it is these small and medium enterprises who are generating enormous amount of employment, and that keeps the country growing. Now, if you have to really take advantage, you have to see this as an opportunity, is what I'm trying to enforce or reinforce. That brings me to point number two. What is it that you need to move or that you need to make a shift in your own mindset? This point number two is about really defining in which phase of business are you. So we've talked about growth mindset, we have spoken about 10x growth, but honestly, it's time to pause, reflect, sit back, and realize, peacefully that are you really in a growth mindset? Are you really in that business growth stage, or you're still into survival stage where you're really making your ends meet, you're just earning enough to be able to pay your employees the excuse me, employees their salaries, you're just earning enough to maintain the expense. Probably you're not taking back anything for your own, so your own commercial growth is not there as much, but you're kind of surviving. If that is the stage you're in, be aware, it's time to take a major shift in the way you're operating and come to the next stage of business, which is before growth, and it's called sustenance space. This is the space or the stage of your business where you feel you're doing reasonably okay because you have set of customers who are giving you repeat business. They're happy, your quality is appreciated, and somehow you have that feeling, oh, I'm doing good, I really don't need too much marketing because I'm having set of happy customers who are giving me continuous business. Yes, you might be in that good space, but remember, you may not be in the space that makes your business resilient and agile. Now, if you unfortunately have to witness a situation which is disruptive in your business because of any reason, and we recently saw one in form of COVID, etc., we have some more in terms of geopolitical disruptions that are happening world over, changing world orders, changing expectations. Um, we see a China disruption. So, all of this now, if there's any disruption that kind of hits your business hard, you don't have a plan B. And that's not really the best space to be in your business. And that brings me to the point of having reached that stage, which is called growth mindset or growth stage of your business, where you're really thinking of scaling up. You're thinking of finding new customers. You're thinking of cracking larger revenue deals. You're thinking of creating new business model. You're thinking of creating a stronger competitive advantage. You're thinking of innovation. You're thinking of R&D and so on and so forth. Now that's the best place to be in, and it's time to do that sooner than later. So that again, kind of, this is the second most important shift. Move your state of business from survival to sustenance to growth stage. That ends my point number two, major shift in your mindset, going from survival to growth stage of your business. That brings me to point number three, or the shift that you need to make while doing your business, right? And the third point is consider all your expenses and investments. I'm not saying all, um, the right expenses, investments in your um, R&D, innovation, adopting digital technologies for the right business reasons, creating innovative products, investment in marketing, investment in leadership. Now, these are investments and they should be considered as investments. They're not expense. And therefore, once you're making these investments, have that investor's mindset. Think of you investing your finance into stock market. I'm sorry, you investing into as an institutional investor. What do? You just invest after doing due diligence. You give yourself time. You allow the returns to compound, and that's when you start seeing the benefit. And that's the time when large ROI is witnessed, right? Now, this is exactly what you need to do with your business. Have that gut. To make that decision that investments have to be made, investments in marketing, investment in leadership, investment in strategic growth pillars. And those are really the growth pillars that will drive 10x growth for your company in the shortest amount of time. So that brings me to point number 4. And the point number 4 is be clear about your own roles and responsibilities. Unless, as a business owner, as a business executive at the top, you got to be very clear that you cannot do it all. Now, this may not be the case with almost all the small medium enterprises, but it's largely the case with many of us that I have seen and interacted with. Even if it's a sizable amount of company, the leadership has a very closed approach towards what needs to be delegated, what should be the real investment of the time of the executive sitting at the top, where he or she should invest time. So as a business owner sitting at the helm, the only thing that you're responsible for is one, functional management of your company, ensuring that all your functions are performing well. There is a clarity in the expectation, clarity in the result, the KPIs. You are seeking that update, and every function, especially the core ones, sales, marketing, operation, R&D, finance, HR, they're functioning the way they should be. Their success is defined, and it's all aligned to company's mission, vision. And you are just managing the functional element of your organization. That's your primary and the first responsibility. Another responsibility that you have is to own the growth strategy. Now, it's a very big responsibility, and I'm not going to dive deep into each element, but overall, you navigate companies' growth by doing A, B, C, D things. Now, and of course, third one, which I should not undermine in at any point, is to create an environment of uh, of exchange of ideas. Please do not allow your functions, your departments to work in silos. That's the biggest pain point of all the large corporations. And you being a small and medium enterprise with the agility that you have, it really can become a differentiated advantage for you. And that's why we see startup culture growing rapidly if the things are done right. And we learn from the mistakes that unfortunately bigger corporations have been making for us. We can really hit the nail. Now, that brings me to point number 5. The point number 5 is never treat sales and marketing as one. And why do I say so? I say so because your sales, your marketing have to actually follow the customer's buying cycle, which means that before customer makes a decision to even talk to your salesperson, right, or a salesperson has actually contacted a customer, this enormous amount of research, perception making, decision making that has already happened. That has happened at the customer level. They have made all those digital, inquiries. They have met some of your customers and influencers and stakeholders. Large amount of decision has already been made. And remember, B2B buying space is even more complex. So there are different decision makers who have created some perception. So your sales will do its job when the time comes, but marketing will do its job even before you know. And the beauty of sales and marketing lies in the amount of contrast that each of these function has, and within this contrast, the amount of collaboration that these two functions work with. Now, with the contrast and the right amount of collaboration between these two functions, you can create a biggest element of your business strategy, and that biggest element is customer obsession. Now, that I mean, I cannot really emphasize this point number five enough, but when you look at these two functions separately, empower each of these functions to create their own special space, yet collaborate. And leaders can do this pretty well. Like really capable sales and really capable marketing leader can do wonders for your business growth. Now, then that's when the ball starts gets rolling into real growth mode. Which brings me to point number six. Point number six is never spend or budget for any expense without defining the ROI. Now, we spoke about investors' mindset, right? Investor, even if they're investing small, they have a sense of ROI they want from the investments they're making. So always treat any investment. The investment could be in terms of the people you hire, the leadership you hire, the R&D that you want to do, marketing budget investments. Every investment should be coupled with a success metric, and that success metric should be monitored, measured, to drive results. And these results should be co-owned. It's never, we spoke about siloed functions in the company. Now, please don't get in that trap. Now, once these um, success metric are co-owned, the transformation scale is unimaginable. That brings me to the next point, and that point is very important: creating a environment of collaboration. Now, creating an environment of collaboration um, within the entire organizations is paramount. um, we have traditionally seen sales not collaborating with marketing enough, and vice versa, product or business teams running their own agenda. Everyone is talking of short term benefits. Nobody is really responsible or kind of understanding each other and the larger company goal. These all elements have to address by the leadership by creating and fostering an environment of collaboration, connectivity, and having shared goals. Having said that, last point, last but not the least, is always think of lead and lag measures to define success. Organization wide. Now, this is a process that many of the corporations have incorporated, and they have seen the success of implementation of this process. Um, yeah, it's hard for me to cover everything in this video, but lead and lag measures define how many wars are you winning uh, to reach your goal, right? So define cadence in a simple form, define cadence of meetings, take reviews, take updates, challenge each other, and create that system of lead and lag measurement of or successes that each of your functions is responsible for achieving, so that your company creates a brand story which is a differentiated value for your customer. With that, I would say it's almost end of my content. Just to kind of quickly recap the whole thing, we spoke about 8 fundamental shifts that you, as a business owner of a small medium enterprise operating in manufacturing and industrial space, have to bring about in your workflows, and how each of these can actually become 8 important elements of your revenue growth blueprint. With that, it's a wrap for this content piece. We'll continue to talk more, but in the meantime, if you have any opinion, any comments, or you want to talk about anything that I spoke about in detail, please feel free to DM me. I would soon be starting my IGS town hall. Um, IGS is Ignite Growth Solution. As I said, this is the company that I curated and founded recently. And we would continue to do that IGS town hall to discuss more on each of these topics. So feel free to join me whenever you have time. It would be every Wednesday, 10 p.m. India time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. So thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.